Welcome to subramani.com. Are you wondering what the title is all about? Happy family, happy business. Well, when you deal with a lot of rich people and mostly business people, you tend to see completely different families and completely different requirements and ideas, wealth, ability to manage wealth, ability to do charity. It is so different. I'm going to talk to you about two people. One woman who is single, and another family which is a big joint family. Both would be having similar kind of net worth, but they, in the second family, obviously the net worth per capita would be much less than the net worth per capita in the first case of a. So let me tell you the sad story first. Here is this woman. Her present status is she's a divorcee. Her husband and daughter are in the US. She never talks to her husband, I mean ex-husband I should say, and she talks to her daughter at best once or twice a year. That's at best. Some birthday, hi, how are you, and nothing beyond that. The communication is almost not there. The mother is about, she must be pushing 55, 56. Daughter is about 27, 28, and there is nothing which brings them back together. How did things come to such a pass? Well, she is part of a business family. She was always very rich. She married a professional who at some stage wanted to go off to the US and did not want to live with her. So that was the reason. I wouldn't say that was the reason of the divorce. The divorce was anyway happening. He chose to go to US, and you don't, in any such relationship, you never get the full facts. You get her story, you get his story, and you know that there is something called the bloody truth. So I never got to the truth, but today this is a fact. She inherited some business from her father, and she was doing that business. She currently continues to do that business, and her father split the family wealth in a different way. She wanted a different way. She went to court, she won. Here is the tragedy. She won money and she lost relationship. She lost relationship completely on her parents' side. Nobody kept in touch with her. She's not met her bua for maybe a couple of decades. So never gets invited to any of the family functions, nothing. So here is a woman, single. Net worth should be in the region of 30 crores plus a couple of houses, one given on rent, one where she is staying. And she is absolutely nobody. Her nominations are her daughter, but her daughter is an NRI, American green card holder or American citizen already. She's already said, I don't want anything in my name after your death, right? And it's not some small amount, it's not some 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs which she has written off 50 crores. She just doesn't want it because she says, I'll create it myself, I don't need your money, right? That's the relationship. Not in touch with her brother, not in touch with her babi, not in touch with that side of the family, right? Sometimes you wonder, is it worth it? And she has a current income in the region of about 1 crore. This is after taxes, depreciation, etc. She must be having an annual income of about 1 crore. Completely useless because she has no clue what to do with the money. Of course, she invests the money, and so that 30 is likely to become 60, but it has no end use, right? Come to the second family. They were members of the stock exchange. They continue to be members of the stock exchange in individual capacity, in corporate capacity, etc. 3 brothers staying together. The father was a member. The membership was given to the elder son, and that's how they have been all their life. So they are together. The father must be now in his 90s if he were alive. He died a few years ago. retired at 65, did a lot of charity and enjoyed, but he made some rules, and those are interesting rules. I'll share one rule with you. There was a simple rule that if anybody wanted any luxury item, they had to buy three. And I'm talking of a time in the 1990s when a Honda City was considered to be a luxury. Today, I think it's become a necessity. Which meant if the eldest brother wanted a Honda City, he had to have enough capacity to buy three Honda Cities, not just one, because other brothers should have one too. He just could ask them, what color do you want? I'm buying a black one. Do you want black? Do you want blue? Do you want white? Whatever. Other than that, he had no choice. Similarly, each guy had a huge house. Each guy had his own bedroom, he had a small sitting place, and there was a common sitting place which was the main room. And there was a kitchen, so they had to contribute to the kitchen, or the father would say, don't contribute to the kitchen this month, or use the money. And family money was used for annual vacations. Every year they all went on one foreign vacation, or every year they went on one Indian vacation, and once in 2-3 years they went on a foreign vacation, completely sponsored by the old man. Old man controlled the finances, the old man's wife controlled the kitchen. So children could go out and eat, but they had to give them advance notice. It was run beautifully, like a typical joint family. The grandchildren would go for charity work with the grandfather. So granddaughter, I remember, did one. She collected old bicycles and refurbished them and gave it off to one school in Gujarat or Maharashtra, I'm not sure. Right? So those things. It's a very happy family, clearly talking regularly about money, but money talks would just be by the men, but the women would know. The men had made their wills, the women had made their wills. They had a lot of property other than the main house in which they were living, but they did not get a choice to go out of the house. Joint family, joint business, happiness, right? Now you decide which family is happier. Both would have, I'm sure the second family net worth today should be in the region of 50-60 crores. But again, it gets divided between 7-8 people, so about 10 crores per head. Whereas the earlier one which I spoke to you, she has whole 30-40 crores to herself, but not an iota of happiness, right? So that is not the way how a business can be run for too long. Somewhere, if she dies or if she has a heart attack, she has no support, so the business will go to dogs. In the second house, there is the first son, there is the second son, there is the third son, so they are looking for other businesses because the main business does not sustain all of them. So the eldest son is looking after it, but the youngest son is not come into this business. He is doing some other plastic business. I have no clue what, right? So you have to talk to your family. You have to be happy. You have to live as a joint family, which is today breaking up, right, everywhere. But happiness comes from money, but happiness comes from behavior. Happiness comes from good communication with each other. Without not having everything in place, you can't be a very happy family, right? Just having the money in place, just having the business in place is not sufficient. You need to talk about everything within the family and sort things out before it comes to a stage when your children go to the Supreme Court to split the money that you give. Don't do this. Don't let it happen. Brother and sister have not spoken to each other for 20 years plus. That's horrible, right? Thank you.